Good afternoon, welcome to your Turbo Tortoise Tech Tuesday Top 10 Specials, where your boy Wookie of the XXXL variety goes through the Evetech specials and give you my top 10 picks of the week. Starting off with an honorable mention, the new mouse pads have arrived at Evetech and I have looked at them prior to their launch and the quality is absolutely fantastic on these prints. The detailing is actually particularly good. I really like this one. I think Evetech's hitting the curve of what we want as gamers with this sort of nice little customization stuff like this. I am getting myself one of these because pros don't fake. Anybody that plays this with me knows I love to fake out diffusers. Anyway, one of the ones that was really cool, I have to say, to see is my boy Dangerous Dave over on the Super 2-bit side. It was super cool to see a South African streamer get his own mouse pad, and the detailing is really good. Everything like on him, on his shoulder, all the text and that sort of stuff was particularly good. So it's really cool to see the Double D with his own mouse pad, and the Galaxies ones and these Moonman ones as well were, or Rocketman as were Spaceman. These are really cool. Retro is also really nice. So yeah, big congrats to Double D for getting your mouse pad, boy. Moving on to number 10, we have the Monvo mechanical keyboard. I've selected this just because it's mechanical, it's backlit, it's 299 bucks. It is a 10 keyless, so no numpad on the side, but for moving around and stuff, this is absolutely ideal. I prefer the 10 keyless for my day-to-day life, just so I have less space on my desk and my arm doesn't feel like it's out there while I'm mousing on the side over here. I just love 10 keyless for that, and for 300 bucks. How is just the bullet point of my presentation. Moving on to number 9, we have the Hikvision 1080p webcam. I have reviewed this. The visual quality is really good. The microphone, I wouldn't rely on it for any kind of studio environment or something like that, but it is audible. So if you do want to do Zoom, or you need to do work from home or anything like that, this will do the job. Like I say though, I would push you towards getting a headset with a microphone or something like that, just to make up for that. But to get a webcam at 1080p like this, both build quality and everything considered, it's a very good deal. Moving on to number 8, Hikvision is still throwing SSDs for ridiculous prices. 5-year warranty, 256 gig SSD. These are great. The E100s, they're just really good bang for buck. Moving on to number 7, we have a little R3 9100F bundle. Once again, I really like these. I think they're incredibly good bang for buck. If you've got a 1070 sort of level, or an RX 580, even RX 5700 or 5600 XT, I'd say you'd be pretty fine with this sort of setup. It shouldn't bottleneck too badly. And then this kit actually comes with 3200 megahertz memory, which is pretty cool. So you're going to squeeze every last percentage out. It's about a 3% performance buff that you get from having the good RAM with this processor. So that's quite nice. It has sufficient MOSFETs and everything for a 4-core processor on the motherboard. Nothing overly fancy or anything like that, but at the price, it is a really good starting bundle for any gaming build. Moving on to number 6, we have the Dell. Once again, it's just really good bang for buck. I know I keep harping on about this one, but guys, it's a 27 IPS Full HD with FreeSync at 75 Hz with 300 nits brightness, so you can blind yourself and it'll look pretty while you do it. At number 5, it's LG with their 144Hz, really solid price, good budget 144Hz monitor, doesn't have to break the bank, 72% color gamut coverage, and honestly some of the best contrast and contrast control that I've seen in a TN panel. I've always felt like LG had a bit of an edge on that. It does have FreeSync as well, like I said, 1 millisecond response time, so it is ready to game. No periscope neck on this model, so that's where you are saving some money, but if that's not the end of the world to you and you just want to get 144Hz gaming on a budget, really solid bar. And then LG does back it up with a 3-year local warranty. At number 4 is the Logitech G635, really good headset. 50mm drivers will boom bass in your ear really nicely, and virtualized 7.1. Now the fact that it's virtualized is actually really important, because in traditional 7.1 setups, you've actually, or 5.1 setups, you've got actually 5 speakers or 4 speakers per ear cup, and honestly, how good can each one of those speakers be? So by having one big driver inside of very high quality and then virtualizing the 7.1, it's a much better way of going about things, honestly. And really good stereo, where things like Virtual Barbershop have shown that audio positioning with stereo can be done really nicely. Good microphone, not a wireless headset or anything like that, but these are plenty comfy and feature rich to say the least. And number 3, I have another absolutely insane monitor deal from LG, a G-Sync 27-inch IPS 144Hz refresh rate monitor. This one does have a periscope neck on it, so you'll be able to move it up and down as you need to. sRGB is rated at 99%. It has HDR as well, like just feature rich. And normally, like I say, G-Sync monitors fetch a little bit of a higher price, but $6,000 for a 144Hz with G-Sync and HDR, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. The second best deal of the week is going to be the Asus ROG Strix RX 5700 OC. It's not an XT, so it's not quite in the 2070 Super range. It's more 2060 Super aligned, but 2060 Super for $8,000, and it's a ROG Strix OC, so it's got like a behemoth of a cooler 2.7 slot design. I mean, that thing's like, I mean, look at that thing. It's dick, okay? These coolers, these ROG Strix high-end designs and stuff are worth the money. They keep the card cool and quiet. You never really have to add any fangirl or ever hear the thing. That cooler's basically been made for like a 1080 Ti, and they've just gone and slapped it on a RX 5700. Thanks, Asus. And in the number 1 spot, we have the 3900 XT bundle. This one specifically for literally 4 reasons, and it's for all 4 components that are included in this kit. The B550F is absolutely insane. It has a 12+2 power design, so you're never going to worry about power delivery. You could drop a 3950X in this board and it wouldn't even bat an eye. This thing has more VRMs than the ANC has bulletproof BMWs. The 3900 XT is an absolute monster. Its 12-core 24-thread performance was better than the 1950X, which was a 16-core 32-thread, albeit a first-generation Threadripper. It's still got 4 extra cores, and this outran it. I actually put together a build quite recently for a friend of mine that does 3D, and we went with this processor. It's a beast. Okay, then you've got the ClevKit memory, which I have tested multiple times. It's really good stuff, guys. Limited lifetime warranty, exactly the same performance as what I saw on the Corsair Exact, actually about 1% higher on gaming, so it is a little bit sharper on gaming, which is really nice. The cooler, as I said, absolutely perfect. I built with this exact same cooler. The chip only hit 70 degrees under rendering workload, like an IDA 64 stress test, something to that effect. It was exactly the same. I did a 3ds Max render on the machine for a couple of hours, and it peaked at 70 degrees. So if you have sufficient airflow and stuff, this cooler is more than well spec'd. So the total bundle here at 16,000 Rand, when the chip by itself normally costs 10,800, you're basically paying $5,000 for a high-end motherboard, high-end memory, and a proper water cooling solution. Now that's a deal. And that is your Turbo Tortoise Tech Tuesday Top 10 Specials roundup in a nutshell. Thank you all so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed it. Later in the week, I am reviewing the Huntsman Mini. It's probably the smallest mechanical keyboard I've ever put my hands on. I can comfortably hold it in one hand, as you can see. Rat Pro X3, which I'm having a look at later in the week as well. And then that ROG Maximus Extreme Z490. We're going to get into the nitty-gritties of that motherboard and its features. But until then, I hope you stay safe, keep well, and I'll see you on the flip side.